I
What
know.
speaking of energy, what is energy? Like what's that about? You
What
know?
is energy?
Yeah,
Well, I
like
think that's like that's like asking like what is happening here? Like what's the universe? Like that I think that's the same question really. And honestly, maybe that
yeah.
answers the question. Maybe energy is just what makes up everything. Like that's
Hmm.
it's asking what is energy is the same thing as asking what is the universe because maybe energy and the universe are one and the same.
Hmm.
I
Damn,
mean, have
I
you heard
didn't
of
think my question would take a sec.
think about string theory, dude? This is the basis of string theory that everything physical that exists at the smallest level is made up of vibrating energy.
Wow. Oh yeah, yeah. That okay.
It's like
Wow. Yeah,
a vibrating
that's
string of
fascinating.
energy.
That is just
And
fascinating.
that if it vibrates at a different frequency, it becomes a different type of physical matter. But at the end
Jeez.
of it, but it doesn't really. So really, what that means is that everything is a vibration, is a frequency of energy, according to string theory. My version of string theory. I don't know the true version of string theory.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. That who
Yeah,
created string theory?
I don't know. I can look it up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
String theory. Let's see.
So I remember learning about it, but I don't remember who came up with it.
Gabriele Veneziano, Italian
Damn.
theoretical physicist.
Huh. Okay. I wouldn't
Hmm.
have guessed that.
Actually, I think I want to like let's see if we can get a simple definition
Yeah.
of string theory for our listeners who want to know. Okay. In simple terms, it does this by reimagining what reality is made of. Instead of treating subatomic particles as the fundamental building blocks of matter, string theory says that everything is made up of unbelievably tiny strings whose vibration produce effects that we interpret as atoms, electrons, and quarks. But what is the string? That then you have to ask, what's the string? You know, it's like, well, what's the string made of?
Yeah, what's the string made about? Yeah.
And I guess if you could just say at some point you have to just say it's made up of something intangible so that you can stop. And so it's like this
Yeah.
physical piece of no, like seriously, like otherwise it would just keep going and going and
Yeah.
going. And
Yeah, right.
this is where this is a really really interesting place in science and physics because this is the place where physical science as we know it enters into spirituality and they can work
Mm.
together and make sense.
Wow,
And it's like
that's interesting.
and I think this might be a block for science. And this is where science can't explain
Can't
everything
yeah. Yeah.
because at some level science doesn't like it needs the tangible. But
Yeah.
if the true nature of the universe of reality
Mhm.
isn't scientific, what if the true nature of reality is more ethereal, less tangible than we could ever imagine? Then
Yeah.
science can only go so far.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's a major flaw in science for sure. Um yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
know. Crazy.
Yeah, hmm. I'd like to know the answer to all that.
Well,
I just I can't fathom it.
I have like
That's
a general idea of what I think is happening here, you know?
let's hear it.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of was just like what I was saying a little bit. Like, I think that I was talking about this actually I was on a podcast a few weeks ago with this lady who's on TikTok. She likes to talk about this topics and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was telling her if you look at your finger, it's made up of cells, and those cells are made up of atoms, and then the atoms are made up of neutrons and protons, and those are made up of quarks, and those are made up of something else. And if you think about all atoms can't touch each other. Do you know that an atom is 99% open space?
No,
Did
I
you
didn't
know
know
that?
that fact. No.
This is scientifically proven to be true that all atoms do not touch each other. They are just electrically
Oh,
attracted to each other. So like they are stuck together electrically, kind of like,
yeah.
but they don't ever touch. And you can never get two atoms to touch each other. They will never touch. And so when
Wow.
you and then you look inside of an atom, of the core of an atom, it's made up of neutrons and protons. And those neutrons and protons never touch each other. They're just bound together,
Yeah.
but they never touch.
Wow.
And then if you keep going, quarks will never touch each other. They're just bound together. Like if you just keep going and
Yeah.
going, nothing is ever touching anything. Which
Yeah.
wouldn't that mean that the basis of everything is nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, that just goes to show how fragile everything is, you know? Like
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with being fragile, honestly. I mean, because this desk is solid metal. That's pretty strong. But yeah,
Yeah.
but the basis of it, it's like there's nothing. If you keep going, if nothing is ever touching anything, then is anything even there?
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
99.9% open space. How
Yeah,
does that
that's
make any
pretty insane.
sense? This is
Yeah.
scientific fact. Let me look it up.
That,
How much
that-
of an atom is open space? 99.9999999999996% open space in a hydrogen atom.
that's crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Like how does this all work? That's what I mean by fragile though. Like how does how does that work? You know, like an atom is so tiny
Yeah.
and there's I couldn't even begin to guess how many of them there are, but obviously there's a ton of them and they're
Yep.
just keeping us together basically. Yeah, I say together, but not obviously as we've heard, not
Yeah.
actually together.
Right.
That's
Just
what I mean
like
by like we're so fragile. We're not actually even together.
it's like something so profound and
Like we could
complex
dissolve.